Oh man, I cannot believe that game happened last night. One of the greatest baseball games I've ever seen in my entire life. Even the manager of the Yankees, Aaron Boone, he said that in 47 years of being on planet Earth, that was the best game that he has ever been a part of. And if you missed it, you missed 4 hours and 50 minutes of some of the most stressful baseball you could ever endure. And that 4 hour and 50 minutes was officially the longest 9-inning game in the history of baseball. 9 innings, 4 hours and 50 minutes, the longest game ever, and it really felt like it yesterday. But what's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We're gonna break that game down in just a second, but before we do that, Trevor Bauer is making history. Carlos Correa is running his mouth yet again. All he has to do is just not say anything. Let his play do the talking, and yesterday he embarrassed himself yet again. The White Sox and the A's are going to a Game 3, so we'll talk about what that means. But without further ado, let's start talking baseball. We have 3 breaking stories all revolving around injuries from the last couple days. Devin Williams, the rookie sensation for the Brewers, had one of the most unhittable pitches in the history of baseball. He gave up 1 hit on a changeup the entire year. He is now ruled out for the series against the Dodgers. Dinelson Lamet and Mike Clevenger have officially been left off of the main squad for the San Diego Padres, and it really bit them yesterday. We'll talk about that in exactly maybe 2 minutes. And then Starling Marte of the Marlins, he got hit in the hand yesterday. It came out that he had a non-displaced fracture, so he is going to be available to run and play defense, but he is officially out for Game 2 as a hitter. Throw some strikes, man. You're really going to take out Marte for a playoff series? Throw some strikes. That makes me angry. I'm not even a Marlins fan. So yesterday, like I said, Trevor Bauer made history as Bauer and Fried gave us the matchup that we were expecting in the Shane Bieber Garrett Cole saga. Unfortunately, we all know how that went. Either way, Trevor Bauer becomes the first postseason pitcher ever, a lot of firsts today, to throw 7 2/3 shutout innings with 0 walks and at least 12 strikeouts. Trevor Bauer is going to get a blank check as a free agent next year. I can't wait to see how much money he gets. But then Max Fried and Freddie Freeman, they do all of the work for the Braves yesterday, as the bullpen also comes in clutch as well. And in the 13th inning, MVP candidate, probably MVP winner Freddie Freeman, he walks it off. The Reds also set Major League Baseball history by having 11 hits without a single run. That is the most amount of hits without a run in a postseason game ever. Just so many firsts happening today. Now, they are actually playing live right now. It is the bottom of the 3rd, and Castillo is facing Freeman. So we'll talk about Day 3 preview in just a second. We're going to move on to the Astros versus the Twins. You have to tip your cap to the Astros, and you have to give credit where credit is due. I will do all of that to the Astros because they are playing playoff baseball. It seems like they can flip the switch with the best of them in any given sport. They just enter the playoffs and they say, all right, it's playoff time. Almost like LeBron, where he goes 0 dark 30. They sweep the Twins, as the Twins can only muster 2 runs in both games combined, and they lose their 18th consecutive postseason game in a row. So the Astros are moving on, even though they were sub 500. I don't expect the expanded playoffs to come back for that exact reason, but then again, a sub 500 team is playing good baseball. So do you think that expanded playoffs should come back? After the game, Carlos Correa, he gave us a gem of an interview. I would say this was more or less a lecture, not so much an interview.
I know a lot of people are mad. I know a lot of people don't want to see us here, but what are they going to say now? You know, we're a solid team. We play great baseball. We won a series on the road in Minnesota. So what are they going to say now?
Just shut up. Like, no one's talking about the 2020 Astros. You're playing good baseball. Fine. We're talking about what happened in 2017. That's what we're going to talk about. That's what we're going to say. You are the cheaters. Get over yourself. Man, even Astros fans were like, yo, this guy needs to kind of calm it down a little bit and maybe have some humble pie because he's not making us look any better. Let the play do the talking, not Carlos Correa. Here we go.
Here's Dickerson 0 for 2.
Dickerson hits a shot deep left center field. Way back. On 1-2, Aguilar, fly ball, right field deep. Toward the corner, at the wall. Goodbye, Jesus Aguilar.
2020 continues to wild out as we saw the Marlins beat up the Cubs yesterday in an easy 5-1 victory. Playoff Kyle Hendricks, he did not show up, or actually he did, but he had one mistake pitch to Corey Dickerson, and then Jesus Aguilar, he came in and it was 5-1 in the blink of an eye. I'm super happy for Jesus Aguilar because he was horrible in 2019. He was kind of written off as a one-hit wonder, but he came back strong in 2020 and he showed up in the first playoff game. The Marlins are one win away from advancing into the next round. I can't believe I'm saying that. Now, the only problem is one of their best players, if not their best overall player, Starling Marte, he is not going to be available today. But today's game might be postponed, so stick around, we'll talk about it. Tommy La Stella, Marcus Semien, and Mr. 247 himself, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, Chris Davis, he had a 247 batting average for I think 3 or 4 years in a row. They all came in clutch yesterday as the A's even up the series with the White Sox. Chris Bassett, he outpitched Dallas Keuchel. He has 7 brilliant innings of 1 earned run ball. Liam Hendricks, though, in that win, throws 50 pitches, so he is most likely going to be out for game number 3 in a must-win game. So let me know in the comment section down below. Do you have the White Sox or the A's? I mean, I picked the White Sox, and so far, my playoff bracket has been completely dismantled. Speaking of completely dismantled, the Tampa Bay Rays dismantled Hyun-Jin Ryu and the Blue Jays yesterday as he gave up 8 hits in his first 1.2 innings pitched. The Rays put up 7 runs in the first 2 innings off a Mike Zunino home run as well as a Hunter Renfroe grand slam. Randy Arozareno goes 3 for 4 with the walk. This is going to be an epic series. The Rays versus the Yankees. We all know that the Yankees won just by the intro, but who you have in that series? I picked the Rays, but the Yankees are playing great baseball right now. That offense is firing on all cylinders. You do not want to face them right now.
Considering the fact that opponents 8 playoff games for Molina and beats the shift with it. Soft line drive left field, diving catch in. Fly ball to center field, deep Bader at the wall, and he makes a leaping catch to end it.
And apparently you don't want to play the Cardinals either. Now, there is going to be an asterisk next to this series because their game 1 starter for the Padres had to be their number 3 or 4 starter, Chris Paddock. This really sucks. It would have been Dinelson Lamet and Mike Clevenger in game 1 and 2, but instead they have to go with a struggling Chris Paddock. He gives up 6 earned runs in the first 2 innings, and that was all she wrote. Goldie, Molina, and Carpenter, they all carry the squad, and also Dylan Carlson, ever since that he was sent back down and brought back up, has been a man on a mission. He got on base 4 different times yesterday, and to be honest with you, I think that he deserved the game ball. He kept the innings alive, he was getting on base, he was an absolute threat in every way imaginable. Give him the game ball.
He swings and rockets it to right. Postseason.
Full count pitch to Urshela.
Swung on, line drive down the right field line.
Big Gary
Represents the go-ahead run. On the ground, sharply hit. Great play by Urshela to LeMahieu for 1.
Breaking ball is grounded up the middle. Base hit.
One of the greatest baseball games you will ever see in your entire lives. That reminded me of the 2016 Game 7, the Cubs versus the Indians, because there was a rain delay. It was back and forth. Aroldis Chapman was in the game, and I mean, we all know what happened. Gio Urshela showed the Indians what they were missing when they first drafted him and then gave him away to the Yankees. Well, they gave him away to the Blue Jays or something. I can't remember. Because I know he was on the Indians, then he went to the Blue Jays, and then he went to the Yankees. And overall, it cost the Yankees like $25,000 to acquire Gio Urshela. Peanuts to the Yankees, and in exchange, they get a star third baseman. Not only does he have that grand slam, he also saves the game in the bottom of the 8th with a diving play to start a double play. Then you have Brad Hand blowing his first save of the season, of course. DJ LeMahieu is one of the greatest hitters I've ever seen in my entire life. Just got to tip your caps to the Yankees. I was wrong. I thought the Indians pitching staff could get the job done, and we all know they didn't. So the final game from yesterday, we have the Brewers facing the Dodgers. Brent Sutter, or Suter of the Brewers, he walked in 2 runs with the bases loaded, and that was pretty much a wrap. That was the game. Mookie Betts and Corey Seager, they are not going to let up anytime soon. They are trying to add on to their MVP 2020 seasons, and Mookie is trying to redeem himself after an awful 2018 playoffs with the Boston Red Sox. I know the Red Sox won, but it wasn't because of Mookie Betts. And then also, to finish that game, Christian Yelich and his 2020 nightmares continue in a horrible final at-bat against Kenley Jansen, he swung at a pitch that was in the other batter's box. He's not Christian Yelich this year. I don't know what's happening to him. He looks completely lost. We have the White Sox versus the A's. We have Dane Dunning, a rookie, versus Mike Fiers, who has been great against the White Sox in his career. We have postseason Adam Wainwright facing Zach Davies at 4:08 my time, 7:08 Eastern Standard Time. The Brewers will be facing the Dodgers later tonight. We have Brandon Woodruff, who has been a machine, versus playoff Kershaw. We're going to see if he is himself this year. And then also, as you can tell, the Marlins versus the Cubs was just postponed. Like I said to all of the people on Twitter that were clowning me, it's postponed. All right, everyone. Well, that is going to do it for today's MLB recap. Let me know what was your favorite part / your most surprising and least expected moment from yesterday. I would definitely have to go with the Gio Urshela home run. James Karinchak, I think he has to retire the whole Wild thing with the haircut. That lost us the game. In my opinion, the momentum completely shifted to the Yankees. I give credit to the Indians for fighting back, but we might have just seen Francisco Lindor play his final game as a member of the Cleveland Indians. That's baseball, I guess. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I will definitely welcome him back with open arms and all that different stuff. But playoff baseball has been wild. 2020 continues to amaze us. Stay safe out there. Catch you tomorrow.